and girls. Today we are going to work on arithmetic. We are on lesson 156 and we're gonna do division with rounding off. Before we do that, let's review our concept cards. Make sure that you are really trying to practice this at home because some of you are having problems with rounding, so make sure that you follow. Okay, so it's asking you to round and circle the 3. So that if you look to the number on the right, it's a 1. So a 1 is less than 5. So you're gonna round down. So that would be 3 billion. This is gonna be 9/10. 3 10 millions. 2 million, 7 10,000s, 500, 300,000s, 2 10,000s, 5,000, 100,000. Okay. Now we are going to review our rules on how to round off decimals. So it says rounding off decimals. So if the digit to the right of the place being rounded is less than 5, we round down. If the digit is 5 or more, we round up. So we always have to look to the right of the digit that we are going to round and see if it's more than 5 or less than 5. If it's less, we round down. If it's more, we round up. Okay? So we're gonna look in our worksheet for today and we are going to go through some of those examples and practice. Okay, so it says, often division will not terminate, which is divide out evenly no matter how many zeros are annexed or attached. In this case, divide to one decimal place more than the needed decimal place and round off. Okay, so it says find the quotient to the nearest tenth. So we already know that the nearest tenth is going to be the number after the period, after the decimal. So we are going to divide this, 7 divided by 32.00. So we're gonna divide, when we divide this, we get the answer of 4.57, right? We get this answer, 4.57. So if we look to the 100 place, we are gonna be looking at the 7. So if I want to round up and it says to the nearest, round up to the 100 place, if I look to the side of the 5 and I have a 7, it means that I have to round up because it's more than 5. So this will convert into 4.7. Okay, I'm trying to round the 5 and I look to the right, it's more than 5, so that rounds up to 6, 4.6. Okay, in this one here, they're basically dividing to the hundreds, right? So to the hundreds, we know that is the second number after the decimal, so that would be the 7. So we're gonna get our answer, right, when you divide this, 4.571, and it says that we wanna round off. So because we want to round up, we have to look to the right of the number, so the 7, and we look to the right and we have a 1. So because it's less, it stays the same, it's 4.57. Okay, let's look at our class practice, what we were working on yesterday. It says round off to the nearest tenth. We know that the tenth is the number right after the decimal. So on the first one, on letter A, we are trying to round the eighth. So we're gonna look to the right of the number, and because it's a 7, that rounds up to a 9. Okay? B, again, round off to the nearest tenth. So we look at the 4. Now we have to look at its neighbor. Its neighbor is a 6, so we could round up, and that would be 1.5. Okay? On number 2, round off to the nearest hundredths. So the hundredth is the second number after the decimal. Okay, so we have the decimal here, the decimal point, and we have 1, 2. The second number after the decimal is the number that we're trying to round off. So we have, that's a 2, and after the 2 we have, sorry, can see, and after the 2 we have a 9. So we could round up, it would be 4.63. Okay? This one, letter B, 7.048. So we are trying to see the 4. We look to the right, and that number is more than 5, so that would be 7.05. Okay? Round off, divide, round off to the nearest tenth. So we have 6 and 25. So we know that 6 divided into 25, we could do it, and it's 4 times, so we put our 4. And what we wanna do is that we wanna put a period after the 25. So if we put a decimal point there, we need to do the same on top. So right on top of the decimal point after the 5, we're gonna put it on the top. So 4 times 6 is 24, right? And we're gonna subtract that. 5 minus 4 is 1. We're gonna add a 0, and we're gonna put that 0 at the bottom. 6 divided by 10, we know that that's gonna go only 1 time. So 1 times 6 is 6. 10 minus 6 is 4. And then we're gonna add another 0, and we wanna put that 0, put it down. And 46 divided by 40 is going to be 6. And that's gonna be 36, if I'm not mistaken, 36. And then when we subtract 40 minus 36, we have a 4. So the number that we have is 4.16. We don't have to worry about trying to get a 0 on this, because what we wanna do is that we wanna round off to the nearest tenth. So we already know that the place for the tenth is after the decimal point, which is the 1. So we only needed one more number after the 1 to make sure that we are able to round. So that's all we need. Don't worry about the remainder on the division. So we have 4.16. So the number, we have the 1, which is in the 10th place. We're gonna look to the right, and at the right, we see a 6. So because it's more than 5, the 1 is gonna become a 2. So my answer would be 4.2. This would be my answer for that, okay? Let's try letter B. Letter B says 9 divided by 79. So 8 times 9 is 72, right? 72. Remember that 9 minus 2 is going to be 7, and need to at least try to get a number that I could round to the nearest tenth. So I need two more numbers here. So I'm gonna put my decimal point after the 9. So if I put my decimal point after the 9, I'm gonna do the same. After the 8, I'm gonna bring up that decimal point after the 8. And now I am going to add a 0 after my decimal point, and that 0 is gonna come down, right? And I'm trying to see how many times does the 9 go into the 70. And that's gonna be 7, and 7 times 9 is 63, if I'm not mistaken. So that's 63. 70 minus 63 is gonna be 7. And again, I'm gonna add another 0 and I'm gonna bring it down, and that again is going to be 7. 7 times 9 is 70, and that's gonna give me 0. So I have 8.77, and it says that I wanna round off to the nearest tenth. So again, the 10th place is this first 7, the number after the decimal, that is in my 10th place. So I look to the right, and to the right I have another 7. So because it is more than 5, I could round that up to 8.8. Okay, and this would be my answer, 8.8. So you are going to continue and do C, D, and E. Remember, if you're rounding to the 10th place, you need to make sure that after the decimal point, you have 2 other numbers, okay? The decimal point and 2 other numbers. That way you could round to the 10th. Let's try on number 4. It says divide, round off to the nearest 100. So we wanna round off to the hundreds. Here, 3 divided by 26. So how many times does the 3 go in the 26? So that would be 8 times, and 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, 26 minus 24, that's gonna give me 2, and I wanna round to the nearest 100. So I'm gonna put the decimal point after the 6, and I'm gonna add a 0. I'm gonna bring that 0 down. And how many times does the 3 go in the 20? And that's gonna be 6. Remember to bring the decimal point up. If you have the decimal point here after the 6, you have to do the same on top. So 6 times 3 is 18. Okay? So 20 minus 18 is 2. Again, remember, you're gonna round to the nearest 100, so you're gonna need 3 numbers after the decimal point, because that's the 100th place, 3 numbers. So you are going to, you brought already the 0 down, that's 2, you need another 0, you're gonna bring that down, and again, 20 into 3 goes 6 times, and that's 18. And again, that's gonna give you 2, you're gonna add another 0, you're gonna bring it down, and it's gonna give you another 6, because it's 18. Okay, so I have my 3 places, right? 8.666. My 100th place is going to be the second number after the decimal. So this is the 10th place, this is the 100th place, this is the 1000. So the 100th is the second 6. I am going to look to my right, and to my right I have another 6. So I am going to round this up. So my answer would be 8.67. That would be my answer. Okay? Let's do letter C. 38 divided by 14. So 38 divided by 14 is not possible, right? So I am going to go ahead, add my decimal, and I'm going to add a 0. So now, 38 into 140, it goes how many times? If I'm not mistaken, that's 3. So 3 times 8 is 24, right? I have 2. 3 times 3 is 9, and 2, 11. So 140, let me do the subtracting and all that. Okay, so that's 2, 6, and I am going to add another 0 and bring it down. So 38 goes into 260 6 times. 6 times 38 is going to be 228. I am going to subtract that, and I am going to add another 0, and that's going to come down here. And 38 divided into 320, that's going to be 8. And 8 times 38 is going to give me 304, and when I subtract that, I'm gonna get 16. So I have here, after my decimal, I have 3, 6, and 8. So if I look to the 100 place, which is the second place, the second number after the decimal point, which is the 6, I'm gonna look to the right, and to the right of the 6, I have an 8. So because it's more than 5, I could round this up to 0.37, and 0.37 would be my answer to this. Okay, boys and girls, so this was our lesson 156, division with rounding off. Make sure that you complete the worksheet. You also have homework for this. Make sure that you complete that as well, and I will see you here next time. Bye-bye.